Hey guys, welcome back to Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and we're kicking some dudes' asses right now. What a way to start a video. I'm actually trying to do these videos a little differently than I normally do. Usually I will end at chapters and so on. The thing with this game is that the chapters are either really short or they're very lengthy, and it's kind of makes it difficult to do a series of videos like that based on chapters. Mainly because I want to keep the length of each episode as close to possible, in length. So I'm trying this way. For this series, maybe I will switch it up in a later series. Especially if or rather when I do Uncharted 2. Okay. This is still all stuff I've already done on the first playthrough. I ended it shortly after this sequence, and I recall having some difficulties with the climbing. I can't remember exactly why that was. I do recall, I believe I fell off here. Like that. Like, I almost, well, not quite like that, but I mean, I almost did it again. Okay, we got that. Now, there's two ways you can do. Oh, we're not there yet. I forgot about these guys. Please go to sleep now. Wow. Okay. Now can I continue? Alright, so you can go all the way straight right there, or we can go over here. I want to try this over here. I seen one guy glitch it over here, and I did not do it. So, yeah. I don't think I'll continue that. Yeah, so we'll just go normal way. But I did see a guy kind of jump right at the very last second, like right at the last pixel, and he actually made it over there. Now I don't know if it's he had like a if it's even possible. I don't know if he had like a hacked game. I do know that you can mod a PS3 console, so maybe he might have hacked it to do that. Okay. I'm just checking. I just want to make sure because I also didn't. Okay, I did. I also didn't climb correctly on my last playthrough of this. What? Okay. Okay. So right off the bat, well, first one I was experimenting. I thought I could maybe try to jump over there, just kind of cut that one little bit of wow. We'll pretend that didn't happen. I've had some close moments in this game so far, and that is probably the closest to dying.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
I remember that sequence being in the trailers. That was like one of like the. It was kind of like. Wow. Okay. This is the problem. See, I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. For someone who hasn't done it, like, try it. It's difficult. It's something that you do learn after a while, and eventually you just kind of talk without even thinking. But when you're trying to have like a discussion, like especially about topics, and I really do enjoy the Uncharted series, so I kind of want to provide some insight of the game and whatnot. And I remember in the trailers, this is what I was trying to say before, that Jeep sequence was one of the things they always showed as like one of their main bombastic moments in the trailer. And it's funny because then you look at like Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, and we will get to those games later. Uncharted 2 is obviously they always show the building collapsing. That was like that one and the train sequence are two like main ones in that game, and you always see those in the trailer. And then the third one was they showed the cruise ship, I guess you can say, in that one. But the biggest one I always remember is when he's fighting that big dude in the airplane, cargo plane, and he falls out and he grabs onto the cargo. And it's just so funny how, and that kind of like just proves it, like how the Uncharted moments, how they went from little thing like a truck flipping over versus what we see later on, like the scale of those moments, how they've changed throughout the Uncharted series. I remember this part here being a straight out bitch to play on Crushing, and I will be playing these games on Crushing, but definitely on my own time. I wouldn't be able to commentate and play at the same time on that mode. It's kind of frustrating. Can be kind of frustrating, I should say. And this is one of those. I think I had to glitch. There's a part where you can glitch and kind of go into a corner, and just they can't hit you there. And I don't know if they have that in the game or not. I don't know how much of a port they've done, how much did they completely change it. I don't know. Hopefully, at the very least, if I get stuck on that one, lots of my skills have improved, and I'm not too sure they have. That might be a moment where you might have to use old tricks, I guess you can say, to get by. And it's one of those things, like, I don't know, I know very few people who actually beat Crushing legit in this area. Like, it's usually they use the little glitch and whatnot. Of course on normal, it's a little easier. In Uncharted 2, I think there's actually a glitch or whatnot. You could use the one-shot kills cheat to play through on Crushing, and you still get the Crushing trophy. And I've heard that also now works in Uncharted, or this game, Drake's Fortune. You can use the same cheat, so that might be another option. But I'm probably going to play it through legit and try my best to get through and see how many F-bombs I throw throughout the game, and then go from there. It's amazing how our map survives out of all that, considering it's basically just sitting there. Hey, it's kind of movie logic more than game logic. Speaking about movies, they actually have been, not that they have been, they are doing an Uncharted movie. And I'm not too sure how I feel about that. On one hand, I think it's a interesting property to adapt into a movie. On the other hand, these games are known to be very cinematic to begin with, and it's almost like it's kind of retreading a similar ground in a lot of ways, which could be one of two things. It could be very good and will make a good movie because of it, or people are going to call it something like a Indiana Jones ripoff, which, to be fair, Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones are the two things that this game really borrows a lot from, for its style, for its, you know, the concept and whatnot. It borrows from those two properties a lot. Obviously, in games, Tomb Raider is the game it borrows heavily from, especially with the puzzles and whatnot, and then a lot of the humor and aspects and whatnot. That's very Indiana Jones. And so applying that to a movie franchise, or turning that into a movie, I don't know how. I mean, the people who love the Uncharted series could like it, but I don't know how that would please the average moviegoer. But it'd be interesting to see. It is going to be Sony that's going to be producing it, and I think, given that this is like one of their big money makers, I think they would want to do a good job on that franchise. And hopefully they get the right people and whatnot involved, and you know, kind of go from there. I remember on Crushing, like, so you just get these dudes over here, then all of a sudden there's even more dudes coming to kill you. I remember, like, just screaming like, "Oh, come on!" You know. I remember really hating it. It's funny because other than that, I don't remember. Maybe the later moments, later in the game. There's a few moments later in the game that maybe, but for the most part, I don't remember having too many issues overall with this game on crushing. Okay, well, I was worried about ammo earlier. Not worried about ammo now. We've got quite a bit of it. We haven't actually used the shotgun yet. I usually don't use it at this point in time of the game. Just a few spots later, I'll use it. Okay, so I'm just going to go up here. Nice. I remember this part here, this being a pretty... Oh yeah, I forgot about those things. Yeah, we got some of those things coming up.
Hang on, Elena.
Yeah, we're coming up to a spot that's really beautiful, just like the way they do the cinematic camera angle and whatnot. I remember when this game came out, it was this and kind of like Killzone 2, because I don't think Killzone 2 came out at that time just yet. I want to say Killzone 2 came out around the same time as Uncharted 2. But a lot of people were talking about this, and even like the Ratchet and Clank game that came out on or around launch. And these were kind of like the games that really, as first-party titles should, really kind of showed what the PS3 was capable of from just, you know, just a visual standpoint. I remember being visually impressed by a lot of these games. Okay, so we got some of these. What? Okay. All right, yeah, we got this thing coming up. If I'm not mistaken, if we can get up there, after we dispatch these dudes, we can actually pick up that grenade launcher and get ourselves a trophy, if timed correctly. And this is one of those places you can do it fairly easily. But hopefully I don't mess it up when I get to that. I always, when I go through this part, I always make sure to shoot those, only because I don't want to accidentally go over them. I feel sometimes, especially if you're looking for ammo, that you might not be paying attention, and all of a sudden you step on that, and then it basically starts you from the checkpoint. You don't want that to happen. You know, you don't really want that to happen when you just went through a bunch of dudes. So it's always best to waste a bullet, shoot that, and never have to worry about accidentally triggering one of those things and killing you. So can we go up here? So those are the guys you gotta shoot. If I can just pick up this damn thing. There we go. Right here, right here, right here. We got her. Yes. Triple dynamite. Yeah, that's one of the places you can do it. I think there's a couple of other places later on in the game you can do it, but that's the easiest. The first time you get access to it, it's the easiest spot to get that trophy. So if you're a trophy hunter, it's one spot to do it. Yes, the other thing too. If you are a trophy hunter, these games are fairly speaking, not that difficult. There's a lot of trophies such as, you know, kill such and such, or kill so many, or get so many kills with such and such weapon. Completing this on various difficulties, collect certain amount of treasures and so on. It's the standard stuff, and I think for the most part, I think they kept a lot of the same PS3 trophies. So if you are a trophy hunter, that's something that is one of those games that you actually like. The hardest trophies are probably the crushing difficulty, but it depends. It depends on how, if a lot of the same tricks are you're able to use. You know, if those are still in play in this game. Yeah, so this is the part I was talking about here. It's just beautiful. Again, we're talking about a game coming out early PS3 generation,
You have to be kidding.
and which is funny because this is I always hear people, especially early on this generation with the PS4 and Xbox One, how people were complaining about it's like, oh, the graphics don't look that much better than PS3, or you know, and so on and so forth. Well, the thing is, it's early in the generation. You always see these games
Eyes ahead, don't look down.
improve as we go on. You know, It- you can't really look at what we see early in the generation and say, okay, this is the best we got for the graphics for the system. It very seldom happens, and I know some people would like to say, oh, but you know, these are very PC-like in their architecture, which is true.
Thank you.
They are. But even still, like you have developers that know the hardware, know specifically what they have in the system, and they're going to tweak their engines. They're going to improve, and they're going to squeeze out as much potential out of this engine as possible throughout the generation. And you've seen that even with the PS3. You know, with Uncharted Drake's Fortune 2, big leap that Uncharted 2 had. You know, you're going to see that. So I don't know how people can really say that, you know, that or really look at like the current or the first release games on a new console and say, well, that's the best we got. That's, you know, it's not going to change. It doesn't make sense to me. So we're going to go through this window here. I think that's going to be it for this video. So that's it. I'm going to end it right here. I think it's a good spot to end it. Until next time, this is LeBron98 saying out. See you guys. Bye.